Hello, Vikings fans. Welcome to Skol Nation Vikings Daily, your go-to source for all things Minnesota Vikings. Today, we've got some key updates that could influence the Vikings season ahead, and I know you're going to want to stick around to hear about the roster changes and how they might affect upcoming games. On Wednesday, the Minnesota Vikings made a move to adjust their roster, signing running back Myles Gaskin to the 53-man team. This decision comes as tight end Nick Muse was placed on injured reserve after sustaining a hand fracture during last week's game. Muse, who has been a reliable presence on both offense and special teams, will be out for a minimum of 4 weeks, but the Vikings are hopeful that he'll be back soon after. Coach Kevin O'Connell addressed the situation, highlighting the toughness Muse displayed. Muse could potentially play with a cast on his hand, but given his value as both a blocker and a pass catcher, the team decided it would be best for him to heal properly before returning to the field. O'Connell emphasized the importance of letting Muse's injury recover fully, especially since he's been such a crucial part of the team's special teams unit. Remember, it was Muse who recovered the onside kick that sealed the victory over San Francisco, a play that undoubtedly saved the game for the Vikings. While his absence will be felt, the team has depth at the tight end position, with Johnny Munt and Josh Oliver ready to step up. There's also a possibility we could see one of the practice squad players, such as veteran Robert Tonyan, step in if needed. Now back to Myles Gaskin. Gaskin has been a part of the Vikings practice squad and was elevated to the active roster for both of the first 2 games of the 2024 season. While his stats so far may not jump off the page, he's only played 2 offensive snaps and rushed once for a loss of 3 yards, his value could extend beyond what we've seen. His experience as a starting running back, having played in 43 games with 17 starts throughout his career, brings a steady presence to the Vikings' backfield. As of now, he joins a group that includes Aaron Jones Sr., Ty Chandler, and fullback C.J. Ham. The signing of Gaskin solves a short-term problem for the Vikings. With Nick Muse out, the team needed to shuffle its roster, and Gaskin's elevation from the practice squad ensures the Vikings maintain depth. Interestingly, this move comes at a critical time, as Gaskin was only allowed to be elevated once more from the practice squad before the team would have been forced to sign him or let him go. With this signing, the Vikings have bought themselves time to decide what to do once Muse is healthy again. While these adjustments aren't the most headline-grabbing of moves, they are the types of changes that can impact a season in subtle ways. Depth is key in the NFL, and the Vikings are making sure they stay prepared for the long haul. In the weeks to come, keep an eye on how Gaskin fits into the offense, particularly on special teams, where he's already played a handful of snaps this season. As for the tight end situation, Johnny Munt and Josh Oliver will need to step up in Muse's absence. And with T.J. Hawkinson still on the physically unable to perform list for at least 2 more weeks, we could see some creative solutions from Coach O'Connell and his staff. The tight end position has been a bit of a roller coaster for the Vikings this season, but this team has shown time and again that it can adapt. The practice squad offers options like N'Keal Harry, the former wide receiver now transitioning to tight end, and Sammis Reyes, an international player whose athleticism could be a hidden gem for the Vikings. This move might not be front-page news, but it's these types of decisions that can quietly build momentum throughout a season. Every roster tweak, every injury adjustment can have ripple effects that influence the outcome of a close game down the line. Thank you for tuning in to Skol Nation Vikings Daily. Don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments below. What are your expectations for Myles Gaskin? And how do you think the team will fare with Nick Muse on the sidelines? We'd love to hear your predictions for the upcoming games. As always, go Vikings!